Hi, everybody. I'm Joy Ting from the Virginia Winemakers Research Exchange, and I'm here with Harvest Tips for Winemakers. Tip number 5, calibrate your pH meter first thing in the morning every day. Most wineries have a pH meter for good reason. pH is an important indicator of grape ripening and contributor to wine stability. Knowing the pH of the wine is important for determining acid additions. pH is an easy measurement to take, but it is only accurate if the pH meter has been calibrated. During busy harvest days, it sometimes feels like there isn't enough time to go through all of the steps of a good calibration. So sometimes pH is measured without first calibrating the meter, leading to inaccurate results. And other times, pH is not measured at all, leading to unwanted surprises later. The best way to ensure that an accurate pH is taken on time is to calibrate the pH meter first thing in the morning before things get too busy. That calibration should hold all day. That way, you can easily take a pH at any time during the day, no matter how busy things get. Every pH meter and pH probe will be set up a little bit differently. The manual for your meter will lead you through the steps of calibration for your own equipment, but there are some general principles to keep in mind. pH is a scale that expresses the concentration of hydrogen ions in solution, according to the equation shown here. The pH meter will calculate the pH for you, but notice two things. The scale is negative, which means that a lower pH indicates a higher concentration of hydrogen ions. This is why white wines, which are generally more acidic than reds, generally have lower pH. The scale is also logarithmic, which means that a change in 1 unit of pH is 10 times different in hydrogen ion concentration. This is why a seemingly small shift in pH, like from 3.65 to 3.8, can make a big difference in the microbial stability of the wine. The pH meter measures the concentration of hydrogen ions in a solution based on an electrical potential across a membrane in the pH probe. Calibration includes measuring the voltage generated by solutions with known pH and drawing a correlation line that can be used for comparison when measuring voltages of sample solutions of unknown pH. In order to draw this line, the meter needs to have at least 2 points of calibration. For grape juice and wine, 2-point calibration should include pH buffer 7, then buffer 4 or buffer 3. Theoretically, a change in 1 pH unit should change the voltage by 59.16 millivolts at 25 degrees Celsius. But most probes don't work ideally, so calibration adjusts this line. After calibration, the meter will report a percentage that indicates how well the slope of the calibrated range matches the ideal slope. A range of 95% to 105% is great. A difference as large as 85% to 105% is still considered acceptable. After you've calibrated your pH meter, you should always confirm this calibration with a solution of known pH other than the buffers themselves. Common solutions in the winery lab might include a supersaturated solution of cream of tartar, the same stuff that you use to seed for cold stability, mixed up in distilled water. This solution should read 3.55 or 3.56. You could also use a sample of a wine with known pH. A common solution here is to keep a box wine in the refrigerator that you have had tested for pH at a trusted service lab. If your reference measures within 0.02 to 0.03 of the known value, you know that you have a good calibration. Most pH meters are fairly durable and give reasonably accurate and precise measurements for wineries. You should be able to trust your pH meter if you calibrate carefully and treat the probe with care. Never let the probe dry out. Store it in the designated storage solution, not in water. If the probe is accidentally left out to dry, consult the manual for how to re-wet it. If you go through all of the steps of calibration and the reading on your pH meter does not match the standard, the first thing to do is to recalibrate. If you haven't calibrated in a while, you might need to calibrate a couple of times to get within an acceptable range. If you're having trouble getting stable readings, or if the probe is sort of sluggish, you may need to clean it. Especially during harvest, sugars and pectins from grape juice can clog up the reference junction on the probe, impeding the voltage and leading to poor readings. Consult the manual for how to clean your probe. This is usually as easy as soaking the probe in a cleaning solution for 15 minutes, so it's well worth your time. Remember, calibrate your pH meter every day, first thing in the morning.